Hey, y'all, this is Rob, back from Filthy Rags Outreach. You know what I'm saying? Getting ready to do this Robb Report. You know, we got 2 people calling in tonight, you know, so I'm kind of talking kind of fast. But before we get these calls coming in, I wanted to get back into what we was talking about last week, you know, and, you know, we just was talking about, like, some of the medical and some of the medical neglect and the different things that happen in these prisons. And, like, you know, I don't want to do a thing where we always slam the prisons for the medical neglect. I want people to listen, and I want people to understand, don't come here. Think before you act. You know what I'm saying? Because you ain't going to be able to make it up out of here. You know what I'm saying? If you don't take care of yourself, or if you're relying on the medical care up in here, you know what I mean? That's just one aspect of it. You know, but I just, you know, I just found out that 2 of my partners that I hadn't seen in a while, Lenny and Ronnie, they both just got back. They both had TB. You know what I mean? And I was just talking to Ronnie out there on the yard, and I asked Ronnie, I was like, yo, so what happened? So he would tell me how he had to walk himself over to medical, and they tried to send him back to unit, and he had to refuse. And then they took him to the hospital, found out he had TB, and that he was almost dead, and then they shot him over to Airway Heights for 6 months. You know, he just came back. He's in good spirits, you know what I'm saying? So, you know, I'm really, really happy for that, you know. And then my guy Lenny, same thing happened to him. He got sent away, but now he's clear of the TB, and so he's back, you know what I mean? So, you know, I want to move on, though. I wanted to talk about this week, you know, we got the Labor Day coming up, you know what I mean? And so, like, for y'all that's out there listening, you know, like, yeah, you know, cats celebrate Labor Day because of the labor laws, but my thing is like this, man, you know, we got cats releasing, you know, and then we have, like, these different legislations like ban the box and things of that nature, you know, but what's going on is we got cats as fellas, they getting these jobs, and then you got ban the box, and then they're losing their job later because somebody decides to Google them and say, oh, well, you know what I'm saying? So, like, how do these labor laws work for us? You know what I'm saying? Because we're felons, you know what I'm saying? We're behind the 8 ball. So, like, a cat can get out of prison and he can be doing good, and then the next thing you know, he's not doing good. You know what I'm saying? We had one point where they had it where cats was on probation. Cats would get out there, get into the labor field, and then the probation officers were calling them back saying, nope, you're going to do Thinking for a Change. So now, even though you got your job, you're going to do my Thinking for a Change program, which gives kickbacks to, like, DOC, and then these cats had to give their jobs up or come back to prison. So, like, you know, this Labor Day, I just asked, like, people think about what's really going on. Like, we celebrate this, it's a holiday and different things like that, but who does it really work for? You know what I mean? So that's the thing. Who does it really work for? You know, because I can give more examples. I talked to my guy Curtis one time. I was the first one to bring him on the podcast, and he lost his job. You know what I'm saying? Because they decided to Google him. You feel me? But anyway, T-Lay, what up?
Hey, what's going on, bro? How you doing? What's going on with you?
I'm chilling, man. I'm glad. I'm good. I'm glad you showed up, bro. I was getting ready. I was getting hypey. Hypey. But listen, bro. Check it out.
I was tuning in. Yeah, for sure. What's going on?
All right, so check it out. Before we get started, bro, like, listen, bro, I spoke briefly last week, you know what I'm saying, about you, and I asked the people to show some support because you're going back to court. So real quick, just tell everybody your name real quick, you know what I'm saying, and if you can, just refresh them and just let them know you're from Pierce County, your courtroom, anything that you can remember real quick, and I got a couple questions I want to ask you.
Okay. All right, for sure. My name's Johnny Morris, a.k.a. Lil T-Lay. You know what I mean? My court date scheduled for September 16th. Courtroom, it should be courtroom 334 at 1:30 p.m. My lawyer information. My lawyer's name is Andrew D. Ritchie. His email is Andrew .Ritchie at PierceCounty.Y. I mean, that's pretty much what's going on for me as far as my court date, my hearing and everything. It's for resentencing on a Blake issue that I was convicted of back when I was a juvenile. So I got to go back and be resentenced. I was sentenced back in 2009 to 24 years. And I've been down since then. And so, yeah, I'm going back to get resentenced, bro, you know. So just trying to get back and, you know what I'm saying, get this time back. I've been in here, you know what I'm saying, yeah.
For sure. But now listen, check it out, though. You know what I'm saying? One of the things I want these guys to know, you come out of Tacoma, right? What part of Tacoma you come out of?
I'm from the south side of Tacoma. You know what I'm saying? I lived all over Tacoma though, but you know what I'm saying? My section, you know, I'm from the South Side. You know, that's where I be at. You know what I mean? So yeah.
Okay. And then what a lot of people don't realize is like Tacoma is historically in Washington been like one of the most violent cities in Washington, you know, and we also know that a lot of this is because of what happened with the crack cocaine era, with the gangs and the different things like that. So a lot of us become,
Absolutely.
I'm not from Tacoma, but I know that a lot of cats is from Tacoma become products of their environment and then products of bad decisions.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? And like a lot of people don't know that like if you even get pistol whipped, you automatically have mental health issues now. You know what I'm saying? But a lot of people don't realize that because now you got to look over your back or you have this little PTSD and different things of that nature. Now,
yeah, absolutely.
Before, right?
Yeah. I got shot when I was 16. Absolutely, yeah. I was you know, out there front lining. Yeah.
Right.
Got shot in I got shot in my leg. You know what I mean? That.
You got shot in your neck?
My leg. No, my leg. Yeah, I got shot in my leg.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So let me ask you this though, like, you know, when you got shot, you know what I'm saying? What does that do? What does that do to you? Does it make you paranoid? Does it make you feel like you got to retaliate, or does it put you in a different mode? You know what I'm saying?
I mean, off the rip, you know what I mean? Of course, you know what I'm saying? That makes you, that sets your senses off, you know what I mean? You get paranoid, that's PTSD syndrome after you get clapped. But, man, I was out there, so getting shot at was just, you know, a daily routine, you know what I mean? When you out there, but absolutely, when I got shot, it made me more, you know, skeptical on my surroundings and who I was around, and you know what I mean? I just withdrew from a lot of people. I kind of stepped away and just, you know, withdrew. So yeah, it was real.
Right.
It was real.
Right. And then like, do you think that like just that type of stuff right there will help you make bad decisions though? You know what I'm saying? Because now you don't know who or whatever, or maybe it's him or who, whatever. But do you think that contributes to some of the bad decisions you may have made?
Yeah, I most definitely believe that played a part in, you know what I mean, the choices I made after that, and the reason why I started carrying weapons. You know what I mean? Like I said, man, when we was talking the other day on the yard, I lost a few friends due to gun violence. You know what I mean? I never liked the guns, but there was there was around so much, and everybody had one. So once my friends started getting clapped and I got clapped, man, it just made me more aware that I had to protect myself. You know what I'm saying? Just basically my back was against, if you feel like your back is against the wall, you know what I mean? So yeah, it definitely played a part in my decisions and everything I did after that, for sure.
Right. So it's kind of like one of those situations where if you don't strap up, you feel like you could lose your life, and then you know you don't really have a lot of people to hang around except for the people that you can somewhat trust, is what it sounds like.
Right. Well, like when I was like my older brother and my older cousin, man, you know, ever since I was younger, man, they taught me how to basically keep your circle tight and protect the ones around you. So like when I was little, I was already, you know, brought up, you know what I mean, to protect my younger sister. You know what I mean? Because you know, I told you. Well, I don't know if I told you, but yeah, she had passed away. But you know, she was suffering from an illness. And so, like, I had to shelter her. Make sure she was all right when we was in school and everything. You know what I mean? So, like, as a young pup, I was groomed to like protect the ones close to me. So once I got shot, it just made me that more. You know what I mean? Aware and made sure that, you know, the ones that I was around are the ones that I was going to be able to trust with my life, and they was going to be able to trust me with theirs. You know what I mean? So yeah, absolutely.
Right. Now check this out, bro. I want to fast forward real quick because the T-Lay that you're talking about back then is not the T-Lay that I know now. You know what I'm saying? And so, like, I know, like, even there's people like me that are around you, and then there's other people around, you know what I'm saying? And we've all kind of changed. We've all evolved, you know what I'm saying? And so, like, for me, the reason why I would vouch for somebody like you and say, hey, my guy T-Lay's got caught is because T-Lay's changing too. And even though we still call you T-Lay, you need to be out there in those streets talking to some of those younger cats, because we kind of understand this whole mental health thing. We understand how this thing works now. We understand the design of it, you feel me? So, like, one of the things I want to touch on real quick is, like, when you go back to court, are they going to be able to look at some of the youth, some of the mental health things that they may not have looked at before when you went to court?
Yeah, and those are issues that me and my lawyer have been discussing, and he's most definitely bringing that stuff up. You know, he's going to talk about a bunch of things that wasn't talked about in my first. Well, they were talked about in my first sentencing, but I mean not in depth. So we're going to get more in depth with it. And yeah, he's most definitely going to bring that up. You know, and I'm going to touch on it as well. I'll be speaking. You know what I mean? I'll be talking to the judge when I get my chance to say what I want to say. And yeah, absolutely, those are going to be things that I want to make the court aware. You know what I mean? Because mental health has played a part in my life since I was a teenager. Well, before I was a teenager, when my sister passed away. So absolutely.
Right. Now, last thing I want to say before we conclude, you know what I'm saying? I know that you want to get back out there and contribute to your society and the different things, and we want to try to reduce some of the violence in Tacoma and make it a better place out there. But I want you to just talk to the listeners out here, you know what I'm saying? Anybody that may be in Pierce County, and I want you to just ask them to come and support you.
Yeah, I mean, shoot, man, like we just been talking about, man. I'm trying to, I've been changed my life. So when I get back to court, I will be standing up, taking responsibility for, the choices I made. And as of today, I am a different man. And if you could come support me, you know what I'm saying, and just whatever, any type of support, call, email my lawyer, come down to Pierce County at Pierce County Building on September 16th at 1:30. I appreciate all the support, all the love. You know what I'm saying? Like, I took away from the community. So my objective right now is to give back to the youth, my little nieces and nephews and everybody that come behind them. So, man, it's real, man. We ain't here trying to make change and trying to get out there and make change, man. So I appreciate all the love and all support. Real.
Yeah, that's what's up, my bro. Hey, listen, man, much love to you, T-Lay. You know what I'm saying? I got somebody else.
Yeah, for sure, right?
So we're gonna continue to update. But listen, my bro, I want you to make sure you get your picture sent in to Jessica so we can at least post that on the site with you so people can see who you are and see what you look like. You understand me, bro? But hey, much love to you, bro, and thank you for supporting.
For sure, yeah, for sure. Yep, already.
All right, peace. Okay, yeah. So before T-Lay called in, I was kind of going on a little tirade, you feel me? But I wanted to get back on that, and I want to also say to everybody that's out there listening, there is a lot of guys like T-Lay. They come from the same environments that I come from. Tacoma is like really one of the rougher places to come up in. And, like one of the things I can say is from being an outsider looking in is if you come from Tacoma, you're playing behind the 8 ball off the muscle because it is so designed for you to fail. There's no safeguards in place for you to be able to succeed out there, So the only safeguards that I see is us putting the safeguards together in the prison, building up the men to get back out there in the community, you know what I mean? So I would ask anybody that heard T-Lay and you got time and you can get out there to the courtroom or you can call his lawyer or you can write a letter of support for that man, support that man, because there's going to be men like him that's going to be able to talk to these younger guys out there. He's still kind of young, so he has better leverage with the younger guys than me because they look at me like the old man. You know what I'm saying? But anyways, before T-Lay called in, I was going on my little tirade, about labor and Labor Day and no real labor for felons, you know what I mean? So, like, one of the things I wanted to do, too, was I wanted to just comment, and I'm not really political, but, they have this new inflation reduction stuff that they put out there, and so my thing is, like, anybody that believes that that's, like, landmark legislation, I just want to ask you guys, are they going to take care of the smog and the different things that were going on in, like, the black communities? And are anybody going to get any of the contracts for these new freeways and these different things that they're talking about in our communities? So that's one of the things we got to always look at is, like, what are we going to get out of these things in our community? Who's going to get the bids for these contracts, and how is this going to give more employment to disenfranchised people? You know what I'm saying? So I just wanted to put that out there, you know what I'm saying, real quick. Hey, Jessica, let's get right into some updates. Last week, when me and you was talking, you didn't tell the people any of the updates. We talked about Peso's funeral and different things of that nature before Bro called in. But you also had an interview with, like, the news media and different things of that nature. So I was hoping, like, you could just speak to that for a few minutes before our next caller calls in.
Yeah, I mean, we did an interview with Cairo 7 News. They're probably going to air it sometime next week. I don't know the date yet, but when I get it, if there's enough time between recording and, we'll put it out for people to tune in. They basically were just, interviewing us about Filthy Rags outreach. I don't know if they're going to include a little bit of Charles's story, in kind of how his transformation occurred, or, what he's doing now compared to what he, people said he was when he was convicted at the trial and things like that. So, but yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
So I'll be on camera, and then they interviewed Charles. Yeah, they interviewed Charles on the phone. I was feeling kind of, I don't know. I was feeling like I was not looking cute, so if I look rough.
Is that the objective now? You know what I'm saying? We ain't got to be, listen.
No, but
like,
you're going to be on TV.
Sometimes we got to get it how we get it. You know what I'm saying? We thugging it right now. We grassroots right now. You can't listen. If you up there looking cute and all this other stuff, they gonna think we got paper. We ain't got no paper. You know what I'm saying? Like real talk. And and it's important for me to say that because a lot of times people might think just because we seem established that we have funding and different things right now, but we are strictly grassroots right now. We out the mud with it. You know what I'm saying? Ain't nobody really coming out the pocket and helping us like that. You know what I'm saying? And it's really disappointing to me, because like I really see a design. You know what I'm saying? Like if we really wanted to take funding and truck it off or misappropriate it, they'll give it to us. But I think that the people really see that we're serious. You know what I'm saying? And it sucks to say this, but anybody can do their own research out there. You know what I'm saying? And they can see it. You know what I'm saying? Because there's so many people. I was just talking to my homeboy just a few minutes ago. We were talking about the violence in Portland. And so he was like, Rob, 3 people got smoked last week, and I already know all this stuff. But we were talking about how they put the cats on the news that ain't really saying nothing. You know what I'm saying? And it's like they keep bringing the same cats out there, and it's like y'all kind of want this stuff to happen. You know what I mean? So it's like, man, what's really good? You know what I'm saying? But
well, now that you took a breath, I was going to tell you our guest is here, but we can talk about that after.
Oh, okay. Okay, for sure. Meek, what up, though?
What's happening, Bobo?
Oh, that's what I'm talking about, man. I'm kind of hyped right now, bro. I'm glad you showed up, man. You know what I'm saying? I just talked to T-Lay a few minutes ago, and we was just talking about his court coming up and getting his information out there because, like, even with this, we're all locked up, but we got to support each other, you know what I'm saying? And we got to help each other, you know what I mean? So, I know that this is really special to me, bro. This is special for you to be here, you know what I'm saying? So before we go any further, just introduce yourself, bro.
Yeah, my name is Demeko Holland. I'm 39 years old from Seattle, Washington.
All right, yeah. Hey, bro, you know what I'm saying? We call you Meek, though, you know what I'm saying? Meek, how long you been incarcerated, bro?
Man, I've been down for about 16 years now, man.
Oof.
Yes, sir.
How's that 16 been?
Man, it's been a roller coaster, you know what I'm saying? Losing my mom and seeing how the people that you thought were going to be there for you through thick and thin, that you was out there thugging and doing your thing with, fall back and fall to the wayside, you feel me? It's just a shock. It's a shock that you put your life on the line for a bunch of nonsense that don't pan out at the end of the day.
For sure. You know what I'm saying? And that's the thing, man, and that's the thing we want a lot of these youth to know, you know what I'm saying? Like, you're going to go all out, you know what I'm saying? And then you're going to have your kids out there. Somebody else going to be messing with your kids' moms. You ain't going to be able to have those relationships, you know what I'm saying? So I appreciate you saying that, bro. I wanted to back up real quick because, like, I haven't had too many people from Seattle on here, but that's why I'm really happy, you know what I'm saying? Could you just talk about Seattle just a little bit? And, like, you've been down for 16 years, but just kind of describe Seattle as you remember it.
Man, Seattle, man, it's like a melting pot, you feel me? We got all different kind of ethnicities and cultures, and you know what I'm saying? It's the technical city and the money city, you feel me? When you think of Seattle, you think of Microsoft, Apple, Google, you know what I'm saying? And it's just a place of a culture, you feel me?
That's right. That's right. Yeah. When I know for me, like when I used to think of Seattle, and this is no offense because I know every time I say this, people get mad, but I used to always think of like that Emerald City and like think about like diamonds and money. You know what I'm saying? And then I think about Sir Mix-a-Lot.
Yeah.
He's from my era. You know what I'm saying? I love that dude. I know everybody don't, but I love that dude, right? But that's what I think about it. You know what I'm saying? But you touched on like diversity and different things like that. Let's talk about the diversity of Seattle for a minute.
Yeah, man, you know what I'm saying? It's different sections, like, you know what I'm saying? Where I'm from in West Seattle, we got a lot of Asians, Samoans, a sprinkle of Africans, you know what I'm saying? And a whole lot of Hispanics. So it's different from, say, the Central District of Seattle or the South End of Seattle. The Central District is predominantly black. You know what I'm saying? It's where the first Panthers were of Seattle, and that's where the black community was rooted. You feel me? And in the South End, they got more of the, like us Asians and the Samoans and like some Africans. You feel me? So it's all spread out. And then if you go north, you got Arabians and all different kind of things like that out there. You feel me? So it's just, you know, it's being from Seattle, you learn a lot of different cultures and ways of life. You feel me?
Yeah, for sure. And then I heard you slide something in there. You said us being Asian. So what you partly Asian?
Nah, I'm not partly Asian, but I grew up with my Asian brothers. You feel me? From White Center.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? When I was coming up, I kind of cling to them guys, you know what I'm saying? Because the love and the loyalty that I seen in them made me come to them, you feel me? So, you know what I'm saying? That was the community I was brought up in.
Yeah, and you can definitely feel the loyalty because you sure said it. You said us Asians. But listen, check this out. Check it out. You know, Seattle's also known for like the gangs and stuff, and you know, and without really getting into too much of that, how many gangs would you estimate is in like Seattle?
Man, back when I was out there was probably, I would say, about 30 predominantly gangs. You feel me? But now it's progressed into, it's not really gangs, but it's a gang of cliques. And they're turning themselves into gangs from these cliques, and there could be hundreds, you feel me? Because there's so many popping up like roots every day, you feel me? Because these cats don't know what it originated from, so they're just like, okay, this sounds good, this looks fly, let me go over here and do this, you feel me?
Right. For sure. And it's crazy that you say that because I was going to ask you. You know, like I know, like a lot of stuff like is like internet banging, or I don't even know if it's called internet no more. I've been gone for so long. But what do you think is the difference? You know, from back when we was free and the culture of the gang lifestyle now.
Man, it's real funny, man. It's commercial. You feel me? It's like the rap game now. You feel me? It's real commercial because back in our day, you had to advertise yourself. You have to be in the streets. You have to be in them trenches. You have to be where everything's going down in the mayhem and feel that pain. You feel me? These kids is in the trenches through a computer screen, so they could say what they want and be who they want. You feel me? And I be running into that with my baby brother. He tried to do that, and I have to tell him, like, hold up, bro, this ain't, you know, that ain't what it is. People are dying over playing over this computer screen, you feel me? Right.
Absolutely. Yeah, I'm glad, man. Listen, man, I'm gonna just say this real quick for the record too. You know what I'm saying? Without giving too much away. You know, like when I met you through LG. You know what I'm saying? And one thing I can say, and I want to put this out there real quick, is that even though we come from different sides of the flag, we never looked at each other like that. We just looked at each other as good people. You know what I'm saying? And I love moving like that. I used to move like that on the streets. I didn't look at, you know what I'm saying? I might look at somebody that rocks a red flag over somebody that rocks mine, you know what I'm saying? Because I just look for that genuine love and respect, you know what I'm saying? And I've always seen that with you, you know what I'm saying? So I want to just put that out there right now, you know what I'm saying? So again, it's an honor, it's a privilege to have you on here. And I talked to LG the other day too, so he's going to be listening to hear you, you know what I'm saying? So I got to tell you that too. And he's sending you some pictures. He's sending you some pictures too, you know what I'm saying? But listen, outside of all that, you know, one of the things that I do know, bro, is like real talk, like, you know, first off, I've seen you spaz out before too, you know what I'm saying? So it's definitely there. But I also know that, but I also know, like real talk, bro. But I also know that you try to stay connected and really helping with the youngsters in the streets. And I know we got a couple guys that have released that you stay tapped in with, you know what I'm saying? And so I just want you to speak to that real quick, you know what I'm saying? How do you connect with that younger generation?
Man, I just tell them the truth, you feel me? Because like I said, like we was just hitting on the internet thing, you feel me? I just like my baby brother, he tried to be a gang member, you feel me? And it was one of these hybrid gangs that just popped up out of the grass. So I'm asking him questions like, what is it? Where did this come from? You feel me? And he's like, oh, you know, we're from the West, so this is what it is. And I'm like, let me ask you two questions, bro. He said, what's that? I said, are you willing to die for this? He was like, nah. I said, well, you willing to do life for this? He was like, nah. I said, well, then you can't do this. You feel me? This is not a Nintendo game that you could just turn on and play it and turn it off. You feel me? This is real life, and there's real consequences for putting these colors on and putting these rags on and these flags and saying that this is what you're a part of. You feel me? So I just encourage them to look at it from a real life and not from a game life. You feel me?
Yeah, for sure. And it's power, though, you know, that you're able to talk to your brother like that because he's listening, too. You know what I mean? And so, like, what do you think, realistically, we could do to reach the young men out there and not just reach them, but how do you think we could encourage them to stay in school and then just work hard for their opportunities in life?
Man, the main thing that I know we have to do is we got to get them when they're young, man, and really push them to do what they want to do. You feel me? Like sports, or if they're engaged in science, or whatever the case may be, we got to encourage them because there's nobody to encourage them to do nothing but the bull stuff that's out there in the street. You know what I'm saying? And we don't want this chain to keep going and going and going. So we got to break the chain by getting them and seeing what their true interest is and engaging them in that interest so that they won't look for the love and look for the attention somewhere else.
That's right. Hey, and that's right on point, because that's what I believe. You know, I really believe that we got to find out what these kids want to do, what's missing in their households, what's driving them into the streets. These little things, it's just little things that's missing. Like when I was coming up, you know, I didn't have the fly gear that everybody has, so I'm gonna go get some money and get some of that. You understand me, right? And I know it just be those little things that'll drag you into those streets. So you're definitely on point with that. You know what I'm saying? And I agree with you.
Yeah.
I wanted to know too from you, like, what advice could you give someone, you know what I'm saying, that you don't want to go down the path that you went down in life?
Man, the main thing I could tell a kid to prevent them from doing the things I did is, don't matter how hard your parents may seem they are, it's only for the best. You feel me? You can endure that. You can endure anything. You don't have to run away from the discipline that you get in the household to get disciplined on the streets, because it's not free will. You don't got a free for all. You can still get disciplined in these streets. You feel me? Like, you think the whoopings that you're getting at home going to be worse than the whoopings you're going to get in the street if you mess up. There's still consequences to your actions. So take the discipline at home, first and foremost. You feel me? Because that's where you're safe at. That's where you're going to flourish at, not in these streets, man.
Word. That's what's up. That's real too. That's definitely real, man. That's real. And listen, bro, like I know, like you know, and I appreciate your time, bro. You know what I'm saying? And obviously, I don't want to. I wish we could have more time. You know what I'm saying? But I already know how it is over in your unit with your phones and all these different things. So what I wanted to do was, first and foremost, I want to make sure that we get a space to get your information, your pictures, and all that stuff sent to Jessica ASAP. Do you got somebody out there that can do that, or a Facebook we can pull your pictures off of?
I think my wife just sent it to the podcast, I think.
Okay, cool. Okay, cool. So listen, bro, before we get up out of here, bro, I just wanted to say thank you for your time. I really appreciate you, man. There's nothing but love and respect every time I see you. You know what I'm saying? You always got that smile on your face, and I usually try to return a smile when I see you. You know what I'm saying? But I want to leave you with the for sure. You know what I'm saying? But I want to leave you with the last word for anything that you want to say to the people before you get up out of here, bro. You know what I'm saying? And again, I appreciate you, bro. And much love to you.
Yeah, much love, bro. Basically, what I like to say, you know what I'm saying, is that there's real brothers in here trying to really reach out and touch the youth that were you when they failed, you know what I'm saying, and that didn't have the support or the means to understand the legal system and still are struggling with the means to fight the legal system to get back home to where they belong, you feel me, with their kids and with their nephews and nieces so that can prevent them from coming down the same road. So I encourage those who are listening and the kids who are listening to basically just embrace the people that are coming on here talking and the people that they might come in contact through this podcast or through any means, whatever their organizations they're from or whatever the case may be, and just help and reach out. You know what I'm saying? Each one teach one. You feel me? So you know what I'm saying? I highly believe in that, man. For real.
Word, bro. Thank you, man. Thank you for your time, Meek. You know what I'm saying? I appreciate you, bro. And I hope your family likes what you had to say, because I'm loving what you had to say, man. You know what I'm saying? And one of the things that I really like, too, is the fact that we can work together. You know what I'm saying? And I want anybody that's out there to know it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if you wear a different flag or you from a different neighborhood. You can always find good people. You know what I'm saying? That you have common grounds with, common interests and different things, and we can all work together. And we need to really figure out how we can come together and quit looking at this PTSD stuff because he wears a different flag or because he looks a different way. You know what I'm saying? So, bro, thank you, man, and thank you for always being genuine with me. You know what I'm saying? It's always hard when you come from someplace else and you got to be judged, but it's always good when you know that there's good people here, too. So I have to say that about you, bro.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, much love, bro.
Right,
much
man.
love, for sure.
Yes, sir. Thank you, bro. And
all right,
peace.
Peace, bro. Yeah, peace.
All right, so we back at it, y'all. And I just wanted to just say, thank you to Meek for his time. And again, like we come from these places where when we hit these main lines, when I first got here, I knew a bunch of people that I did time with. And then next thing you know, when I got here, you know what I'm saying? Because they wear a different flag, even though we was cool for mad years, when we got here and they got around their homeboys, they changed. They act like, I'm with my guys now. I got to pretend like I don't know you. You know what I'm saying? But when I meet people like Meek and these guys, people that won't change, that they'll make sure they'll let you know they're not going to change. You know what I'm saying? And so that's the thing, man. We don't have to put these facades up and then when we get around other people, we act like the people that we know ain't cool. You know what I'm saying? So again, I just want to thank you guys for listening to the Robb Report, and we want to just try to bring it every time, and we don't want to magnify or glorify what's going on in the streets and glorify the gang life. We want to try to decrease it and increase the peace. We wrapped up a little bit with Tile and Miko, but I wanted to tap back in because, like I was saying, like when we're locked up, a lot of times we have to make room for these phones or we're going to be fighting, so we got to respect the next man in line. So as much as I like to bring everything direct and live to you guys, sometimes circumstances change, and then we have to pause for the cause, you know what I'm saying? Or other than that, I'll be in the hole, and then we ain't going to be able to continue doing what we do. So we're back, you know what I'm saying? And, what I wanted to do was, I got rid of them guys off the phone, but what I wanted to do was just tag in with Jessica real quick because we had some conversation to finish. Jessica, what's good?
What's going on?
Well, prior to the interview, first off, let's just talk about them two for a sec. What do you think, though? Like, you know, you got to hear T-Lay's story and you got to hear Miko, you know, and individually, you know, obviously they both bring substance to the table. You know, what did you think about them guys?
Man, I think what they had to say was great, especially, you know, talking about the need for mental health. Mental health is so stigmatized. I've heard people say, "Oh, well, we don't go to counseling. We don't need to talk to somebody." You know, teachers and counselors and things, they don't trust them. You know what I mean? But I think it's so needed.
Right.
Especially,
right.
you know, yeah, you grow up and you have trauma all around you. There's stuff that you need to deal with, and without learning how to deal with it, it affects you in your life and your life decisions. So I think it's really important to have that available.
You know what I was thinking too was like prior to us getting interrupted, we were talking about the grants and the different things that we filed for, and you know T-Lay comes out of Tacoma, and we actually filed for some stuff out of Tacoma for mental health. You know, and like a lot of people don't realize how they correlate, you know what I'm saying? How the gang lifestyle and the mental health and all these different things, like we talked about with T-Lay having to look over his shoulder. Or, you know, like you're talking about a guy that didn't like guns but had to grow up taking care of his sister. Next you know, he's shot. You know what I'm saying? And so, like, can you just imagine, like, what type of mental health that is, even if you're just paranoid? It's like, you know, like a lot of these guys are still carrying that streetism on them. You know what I'm saying? They're still paranoid and stuff. And then you hearing things in your head. You know what I'm saying? We had the brothers up in here getting a fight because one brother thinks somebody's calling his chick or you're saying something. You know, that's mental health. That's your mind playing with you. You feel me? So, no, I definitely think it's important, like, for, like, the grants that we're filing for, so we can start really addressing some of the needs in the black community. And it's not just black people to have it, but coming from this gang environment, you know what I mean? So I thought that was really, really powerful.
Yeah. Like you said, we applied for that one grant in Tacoma, and it is surrounding mental health, you know, and so if we get that grant, we would be able to provide mental health and substance abuse services to our participants. Anybody that's coming out of prison, anybody coming out of the street life, we can provide that service to them. So we really hope we get that one. For sure. Right,
for sure. And then I really like what my guy Miko was saying too, like with these guys and his brother and them guys out there trying to get in these gangs. I thought that was very important when you got to ask a cat, you know, if it's something you're willing to die for, because I think that a lot of times in these environments, people don't realize, man, you know, you're willing to die for something that's not going to die for you. Your street's not going to die for you. Sorry, it's not going to happen. You know, what will happen is that they're going to come in there and gentrify your community. So if you claim in 22nd, 23rd, or 24th, or, you know, whatever you claim it, they can come take your block at any time. You feel me? And the block's not going to die for you, you know. And then, you know, like even how Meek touched a little bit, but like in specifically, like you got cats that kill the homies. They get to still come in and get to hang out, or they kill the other. You know what I'm saying? So like, you know, realistically, you know, it was really, I thought that what we had was really a lot of substance. You feel me? I thought that it was just dope. You know what I'm saying? But you forgot to talk about our bro, man. Talk about Nut, man. Michael Ream. What's the word?
Well, I didn't forget to talk about him because we recorded on Thursday and it's now Saturday. So I went on Friday, yesterday. Michael Ream had a resentencing hearing down in Tacoma. Man, it was really powerful and really, really emotional to watch. I'd never been to one of those before. I've heard about them, but he had people, man, they showed up and showed out for him. We had like 6 brothers from the Black Prisoners Caucus. Cyril was there. Eugene was there. Weeze was there. And, you know, his family, his dad came from Vegas. His sister was there. His baby's moms, his kids. I mean, it was really emotional to listen to what he had to say, what his lawyer had to say, you know, and he'll be out in 2 years. I think he had like 40-something years. He's got 2 years now.
Right on.
Yeah.
That's what I'm talking about, man. That's dope. Who spoke for him? Do you know who got a chance to speak for him?
We all wrote letters and gave them to, you know, the attorney. I think the judge probably read them ahead of time. They didn't do that during the resentencing. He spoke for himself, though. You know, they allowed him to speak, and, you know, he talked about wanting to be a better father and a better man, and how he's not the same man he was 22 years ago. And I mean, working with him for the past 2 years myself, I mean, listening to what he did, I would never imagine. Like, he's not the same person. He really's not.
Right.
I'm so glad he gets a
dope.
second chance to get out and be a father and be a grandfather and live life. And, he's going to rock with us. He wants to go back to, we have that partnership with Raymond Hall. He told me, he was locked up at Raymond Hall in Tacoma when he was a youth, and he wants to be able to go back in there and help the youth from Raymond Hall. So, yeah.
That's dope.
Really
That's dope.
excited.
And I know that, like, when I was locked up in the unit with Mike when I was over there in H2 after the COVID, I just felt evil spirits over there, and I kept telling bro, I'm like, bro, I'm out of here. They was like, bro, you're leaving? I'm like, yeah, I'm the hell up out of here, bro. You need to leave too. You feel me? He didn't leave. And them evil forces came for him. But I could feel that, because they got my homeboy drunk. They had him running around and, acting crazy and stuff, and I could just feel them evil forces. And I kept telling y'all, I'm like, yo, I got to get the hell up out of here. You know what I'm saying? Because it's not working with my soul. It wasn't feeling right, And we all can succumb to it. You know what I'm saying? There's days in here where you just feel like punching somebody out. You know what I'm saying? And so, like, man, I know that with the mistakes that he's made, I know he's gonna do dope out there. You know what I mean? So, like, yo, that's like word for me. Like, it just feels good, and everybody's time is coming, man. And I keep pestering you. I keep pestering you and pestering you. But one of these days, I'm serious. I'm dead serious. I want you to put a GoFundMe page together for Champ, man. I feel like with his age and the different things, I understand the circumstances, but I also understand that when you're young and with the brain science and the different things that have come up, he didn't have those actions. You know what I'm saying? And I think that, like, with the other guys, we got guys that have had aggravated murder with triple murders that are being able to get out, and it just feels like, to me, he's being looked over. You feel me? And so I'm going to speak that in the atmosphere and say that I think we have to take action. We got to take action steps. And with the Filthy Rags outreach, you know what I'm saying? It's all about action steps, especially with there's people that are locked up and their time is up because they paid. Well, I won't say you paid your debt to society, but I'll say that you've learned, you figured out who you are, and when your light goes off, you know what I'm saying, you're ready to be an asset to the community, and so, like, that's for real. Like, I tell these cats, like, when I do this, I don't do this to promote me. I don't care. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to be okay. As long as I just stay healthy and God lets me live and come back out there, I'm going to be okay. But I need to be the voice for the voiceless, you know what I'm saying? This is why I really do this, you know what I mean? To give a voice to the voiceless and to try to educate the people out there for what they don't know, you know what I'm saying? But check this out. Before we, come to an end, I wanted to just read something real quick to everybody that's out there, and I hope that this makes sense to people. So can I get a quick second to just read this real quick?
All right, you got it.
All right, so I was just reading this book. It's called As a Man Thinketh. But anyways, there was this part that I thought was power, and it says, a man does not come to his almshouse or the jail by the tyranny of fate of circumstances, but by the pathway of groveling thoughts and base desires. Nor does a pure-minded man fall suddenly into crime by stress or any mere external forces. The criminal thought had long been secretly fostered in the heart, and the hour of opportunity revealed his gathered power. Circumstances does not make the man, it reveals him to himself. No such condition can exist as descending into vice and its attendant suffering apart from vicious inclination or ascending into virtue and its pure happiness without the continual cultivation of virtuous aspirations. And man, therefore, as the Lord and master of thoughts, is the maker of himself. And the reason why I wanted to read that is because when you think about what that's saying is, like, for example, if I listen to rap music, and all I listen to is music that talks about killing people, that's in me now. You know what I'm saying? It's there. It submerges itself. And if I continue, or if I'm out in the neighborhood and I'm around people that are shooting people or killing, you know what I'm saying? And basically what this does is it says that, like, these aren't really accidents. Your mind has been programmed. You've been programming your soul, and then one day you just act on these things. You know what I'm saying? And so, like, I think that the main thing is what I want to impress on you guys is that there's still time for us to reprogram our minds and reprogram the way that we think, you know what I mean, to where that light does come on. So a lot of us, we get to sit back now and we get to see who our friends are, and then we get to see how we want to be when we get out here. I know my ex, she listened to the show and she was like, Rob, when you get out, there's going to be a lot of women that's going to want you. You ain't going to have no problems. I'm like, yo, check this out. I'm not looking for no women like that. When I get out, I want to go swimming. You know what I'm saying? Like, straight up, my mind is not even programmed on that no more, because we go so far without, you know. So it's like, let's reprogram our minds, you know. Let's reprogram the way we think. Like, I'll be damned, I'm not going to get out and be thinking in the sin, you know. I'm not going to be thinking down that path no more, you know what I'm saying? So, like, you know, we can cultivate our minds and we can think power, you know. When somebody like Michael Ream has been down for 20 plus years, and then that light goes off, he realized a lot of these cats wasn't my homies, you know what I'm saying? They left me. They want to call my kid's mom afterwards, or my kids are going through stuff. Ain't nobody going over buying shoes and different things for them. We have time to think. You know what I'm saying? And so, like, man, we're going to be the ones, you know what I'm saying? So, like, man, I'm just honored to be able to just be on here to do the podcast, you know, hang out with you guys and grow with you guys, you know, and then grow the community. So when we got guys like T-Lay and Miko, these guys is factors. These guys, the cats that I'm interviewing out here ain't no joke, you know what I'm saying? I'm just keeping it real. These cats ain't no bottom of the barrel guys, you know what I'm saying? These the hitters I'm putting on here, you know what I'm saying? I ain't putting no garbage on here, you know what I'm saying? So just know that. You feel me? So anyways, Jessica, man, I just want to say thank you for everything, man. Peace to everybody out there. Thank you guys for listening. Tara, we still on you. You know what I'm saying? You got haters, we got them too. But guess what? Nah, we gonna stay on top of her, man. You know what I'm saying? She listens. She's a friend of the show. Huh? What you say?
We gonna be on her every week.
That's right. No, not every week. Not every week. Till she tap in. I want her to tap in. I want her on the show. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
I want people to know who she is and the work that she's doing, you know, and I want to get some girls from the culture on here too. So reach out to all of them. Tell them I want them on this show.
All right. Sounds good.
All right, peace.